Hey everyone, GarageKing here, and I'm going to show you how to change the brake fluid and bleed your brakes on your motorcycle. This one's a GSXR 750, so let's get to it. Now the reservoir, which we got to keep topped up, is located in there. There's a bolt there, you can kind of see it. And if I come around the corner there, you can sort of half see it. There you go, it's right in there. So how the heck do we fill it up? Well, what we're going to do is we are going to take that bolt out and actually take the reservoir out and just kind of hold it to the side. Hold it to the side right here, or zip tie it or something like that. Okay, and there's a bolt, 8mm. So now our reservoir should come free. We just got to wiggle it out. There we go. And there's our reservoir, and it's free. So now what we can do is we're just going to zip tie it, so when we bleed it, we can make sure we change the fluid properly, and it is .4 fluid. Okay, and you can just see I zip tied it there. Actually, I zip tied it just to the battery terminal there, just to hold it relatively straight. Now, the one thing you got to make sure when you do this, keep a rag handy, because if you spill any fluid, make sure you wipe it off right away, because obviously the brake fluid's going to eat your paint up. Okay, so we got our little brake bleeding wrench. It is an 8mm that goes on it. I pulled off the little rubber cap. We can just put that on top of the wheel for now. So we're going to have our wrench just like this. And then once we loosen up, we can either do it two ways. We can gravity bleed it, which means it's just going to keep coming out and falling out until it comes out clean, or we can manually suck it out. So we're going to try gravity bleeding it first and see. But what I want to do is I just want to put something underneath just to catch it. So we're just going to open it up. There we go. And let's see how it drips down. There we go. And you can see it's coming out. So now if we undo the cap, it might come out a little quicker because we're going to let air into the system. So I'm going to undo the cap. So we'll just let it gravity bleed, just like that. And then once it's clean, we'll just keep putting a little bit more fluid in. This one is quite a small reservoir. There, the reservoir is open. So you can see there's the fluid there, and it's going to be getting near. So I'm going to have to add some. Okay, now another way to bleed the system, if you have a good helper, or I'm actually, believe it or not, doing it myself, I just can't get all the angles at the same time with the camera, is I'm filling up the fluid, and what I'm doing is I'm cracking it free, pushing down on the brake pedal, there you go, tighten it up, and foot off the brake pedal, loosen it up, push down, tighten it up, foot off the brake pedal. And I'm just kind of pumping it like this, and it's actually working pretty quick. And you can see the fluid's already quite clear, coming out now, nice clean fluid. Just like that. I just got to put some more fluid in. We've emptied the reservoir again. Okay, so we finished the rear, nice and good. Just gonna let it dry up, put some brake clean on there, wiped it all down with a rag, everything's nice and dry. Do not forget to put your rubber cap back on. So we got our nice clean rubber cap, so we're gonna put that back on. There we go, our cap is back on, so that's all good. Now, moving to the front, we can see here's the reservoir, so we're just gonna do this Phillips head screw right there. Now if we look down to how the brake lines are run, leave that plastic over. There's actually two lines on this caliper, if you want to call this the passenger side caliper, and then there's one on the driver's side caliper, if you want to call it this. So what happens is the fluid all runs to the other side first, and then it comes to this one. So if we drain this one, we'll get it all clear. And what we can do is we can crack the other one just to see. Now the bleeder for this is right. It's right in here actually. There you go. You can see it. It's right there. Now, the problem is, the way I have it on the stand, it's really hard to get to the bleeder. So what I'm going to have to do is just move my stand a little bit to tilt the wheel, just to turn it a bit, and then I'll be able to get to it. Okay, so I've turned the wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this. There we go. Take the rubber piece off right there. I can get to it, and then the wheel is turned all the way. That's all we can get to. So I don't know why Suzuki didn't put the bleeders on the outside. Maybe air resistance or something like that. I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo this now with these. I think I don't want it dripping everywhere, so I'm gonna get a tube and we're gonna install a tube on these ones. To do the front is I rigged up a little thing here. So it's got a suction piece, so that's gonna go onto the back of the caliper right there. And then as soon as I turn on the air, just like this, I'll give it a little bit of air this way. Just like that. That's it here, and then we got a good suction here. So that's gonna suck the brake fluid out, and then I can turn the air back off. Just like that. So that's how we're gonna do the fronts. Okay, and you can see I haven't even applied air yet. I just loosened the caliper, and you can see there's actually brake fluid coming out of it right there. So it actually wants to come up. But before we apply the air, we have to make sure that we can put new fluid in the same time it's sucking it up, because we don't want to get air in there. So what we're going to do is we got our reservoir right here, the Phillips screw right here. So we're just going to undo the Phillips screw, just like so. And now we can undo the reservoir. Make sure you use .4 fluid. This first piece off. And then we got there we go, second piece off. And you can actually see the color of the fluid, quite yellow, and you'll see once it's done, it's gonna be nice and clear. Okay, so we've topped up the reservoir. See the reservoir, so now what I'm gonna do is just apply a little bit of air here. Not much, but just a little bit here. So we can see all the bad, dirty brake fluid coming out. We can see it slowly going down again. Okay, and we are all done. You can see the fluid is nice and clean. It was quite yellow before. So now we're just gonna tighten up our bolt here. Just like so. And she's all done. We have good brakes. We gave a little bit of wipe there. We did have a little bit of mess there. You can see a little bit of mess. Shot it with a little bit of brake clean just to clean it up, because we don't want any brake fluid sitting there. And that's it.